Okay, so I'm gonna get started. So how's it going, guys? Back today once again with another in-depth overview advanced guide from yours truly. Today I'm going to be going over Kabal. I've been using Kabal for the past month or so, etc., and I've come across some very useful techniques and tools on how to utilize Kabal's moveset as well as his mind games, etc., etc. So straight off the bat we're gonna get started with the basics. Let's start with all his one attacks first. Alright. Alright, cool. So I highlighted all the ones just to start things off. First and foremost, let's go take a look at the variations that I have for the variation that I have for Kabal, or the list of abilities that I have for Kabal. As you can see, I have dash cancel, low hook grab, and extended hook. Now, bear in mind, in my opinion, this is just my personal opinion, with these three abilities, Kabal can barely lose to any matchup, barely. Unless you're playing against Gearus or some other characters that has a zoning tool that can track you on the ground, then you would need to replace. I think you can replace the extended hook or the low hook grab with the air buzz saw, just to outzone Gearus, so that just to counter pick him, he's zoning. But other than that, this three abilities is essential for Kabal, especially the dash cancel. It is very, very important. It is his key tool out of all of his abilities list. It's crucial that every Kabal player should implement dash cancel, and I'll explain why. So now we're gonna get started with let's see. Alright, standing one, 7 frames, very, very good standing one, arguably one of the best standing ones in the game, especially anti-airs. His down 3 is also good for anti-airing. I think that's the safest option when it comes to anti-airing.
Too slow.
So 7 frames, very, very, very good startup frame. Let me just turn down the volume in my earphones so I can hear myself. Okay, much better. So yeah, so that was the standing one. Up close is +6, so if you happen to just land this randomly, I would recommend you go for the forward 4, which is 9 frames on startup. So if you drop this, you're +6, you can follow up with a standing frame, a forward 4, right? So just to make sure you have your turn, basically. Right, so I'm going to set Kabal at this distance right here, because within this is basically the spacing here alone, one dash space away from his opponent. This is where Kabal thrives in all of his game plans. His entire strategy revolves around this spacing here. This is his neutral, this is where he wants to be, all up in your face, and etc, etc. Now his back one is 15 frame mid. That is from this spacing. If I dash backwards 1, right, that is the furthest he can reach with that back one. Or depending on the hitbox of certain characters, it can be extended a little bit more, but preferably 1 dash space. I don't think it's 1 jump space is not enough, so definitely 1 dash space. So hence why I reset the neutral, hence why I reset the positioning here. So the back one, okay, it's +5. It's +5 on hit if you randomly just drop it, and check how far check how far Kano is at this point. There's not much Kabal can do unless you quickly you know, run in and do the extended hook just to cover some sort of spacing. Okay, but the main thing I want to go over with you as far as the back one is concerned, the back one string actually, I'll get to that in a bit, but this is part of his main game plan, the back one alone. This is what many Kabal players don't utilize. So let's move on for now. I'll go through. So let's see, I've done the standing one, I've done back one, down. Now let's go for the down one. Alright, so down one is plus 14 on hit, which means you can get a gap jail off this. If the opponent decides not to block, he will get jailed into this. If he tries to jump, he will get jailed into your standing ones, etc. You can even go for your forward four, etc. Whatever the case, you are so plus that you can jail it into literally anything. Okay. Right, so that was the down one. Now let's start with the 1-1s. Okay. Oh wait, let's go back to the back one. Okay, and then we go into the rest. Alright, so the reason why I said the back one, hey, we out here. Hey Mr. Panda, how's it going, sir? You good? You are good, my man. Yeah, so as I was saying, the back one, right, is one of his core mind games, and I'll explain why. Like I explained, the reason, sorry, not the reason, the most effective way to utilize Kabal, right, is to make sure you have the dash cancel. Now pay attention to this. So what I'm gonna do is, with dash cancel, in fact with his back 1-2 string, we all know that the second hit is an overhead. Alright, now let's change up the perspective in a sense where let's say everyone is already familiar with the overhead and you are like -7 up close in his face, and even if you finish the full string, you are still more or less up close in person in your opponent's face, which means you are open for a grab, open for a shimmy, open for a poke, or whatever the case, which is what you don't want. As a Kabal player, you do not want to be in this proximity here most of the time. You want to be here. Alright, now the back one. Okay, notice how, yeah, okay, I'm gonna switch him to stance hold. Okay, so the back one is -3 on block, right? So that tells me that is a potential mind game. Okay, so back 3, because everyone is expecting, because you see in a game Mortal Kombat, right, the minute somebody sees that string, automatically they are going to stand up, you see. So now in their mind they need to block that overhead so that they don't get mixed. Alright, now here is the beauty of this back one string. Alright, notice how I'm -3. Okay, however if I cancel it, I'm +1. Now some of you may be thinking, why would NRS make that +1? The answer is simple. If you are in this game, if you are +1 or +2, right, be it up close or at a distance like this, this is potential shimmy and grab mind game, or in other words, a potential strike throw mind grab, or even a potential frame trap. Alright, so in the sense of, if you do back one into cancel, you are no longer -3 but you are +1. So I would go in and shimmy, and trust me, I've been playing Kabal long enough to know that that gets people shimmied big time, because they are expecting the overhead. Alright, so I would do this, and I can promise you, you can actually hit confirm this. I'm random attack. Hold on. Oh shit. It's been a while, guys, just give me a sec. Here we go. Ah, damn, I missed it there. Ah, fuck it. Oh, there we go. I'm missing it every time. You can use some permanents. There you go. Okay. There we go. Now he's locking. Okay. There we go. Okay, that's what I was looking for. So as you can see, with enough practice, I haven't been practicing Kabal for the past few days because I took a break from Mortal Kombat, but with enough practice you can train your eye to hit confirm with that. Now let's say maybe you got your down one, right? Let's say you got your down one, right? Now you plus 15 and now you want to follow up with this, which is 15 frames, right? You plus 15 on your down one and now you want to enforce your back one mind game, which is the overhead in the second hit. So now the mind game is, you see this hit, alright, if you see this hit, then obviously you get your combo and do whatever you need to do the damage. But if you see him block, right, there we go, your plus one, go in for shimmy, right, and I guarantee you in most cases they will get shimmied, right? So now you might ask me, what if they get used to the back one cancel, right? Then that's the beautiful part, because now I'm gonna sit in back again so that you can see that by the time the overhead hits, I can actually hit confirm that. Until he blocks both, then that's when I know I need to cancel. Waiting for him to block both hits, then I know. There we go. Do you see? It's easy to track it with your eye that the opponent gets hit, and trust me, there is enough block stun, there is enough hit stun for either circumstances. Basically, my advice to you, if you're gonna pick up Kabal and you're gonna want to main this character, right? So now you are going to be in a situation where, okay, I need to be assertive and be alert of how I'm gonna utilize that strength, right? You have enough time to hit confirm with your eye. You have over enough time. You see? And then you negative, sorry, not negative, sorry, you are 0 on block. If you cancel it, then you can try and go for a shimmy, or you can go for a poke, depending on how fast your opponent's reactions is. Okay, so it all depends on that scenario. So basically, in most cases, if I see my opponent get hit, I let it up. But if not, then immediately I have to react, because I'm plus 1. I have to react if they block this shimmy, right? So now let's say they're blocking, and they still hesitant on pressing a button because they are in fear of the overhead. And now the blocking, I would go in and start shimming, right? So now we come to the 1-1 string. Your standing one is plus 1, okay? So that you can use your plus 1 for your standing one, right? In a sense of, I would use it like down 1, get a down 1 poke, right? And now you jail it. You plus 1, you can go for a grab, or you can do this, and start shimming and get your combo, etc, etc. But specifically speaking, for your 1-1 in this case, right? That's -3, right? So there's 3 hits to this, 1, 2, 3, alright, and it's completely safe. It's -5 on block. -5 does not jail. In other words, if this string was -7, you would have to block. You can't afford to mash. If I can make an example here. Okay, alright, yeah, I watched the competitor's video where if you are -7, you are jailed, basically. That's why you will see pro players doing standing ones when the opponent is right in their face and they block a full string. They will do stuff like that. So they are jailed, and they need to press a button. Not even holding duck will allow them to get away from it. Like if they tried to micro duck you and they were already -7, that micro duck will not work. Right, so basically the standing 1-1 is -3. Then you can do your mind game of the grab, move back, same mind game again, continue your pressure, etc, etc. That's basically all you could possibly use it for, or even pokes, like a low poke or whatever, just to keep your turn. But that's whatever, it's up to you. It depends on how well you are reading your opponent. Alright, now once again we went over this. The back one is your core. Don't finish the string and notice that your opponent is not getting hit by it, and then you're wasting the mind game of it. Because any string that has, maybe if you come across a 3 hitting string, let's say for instance this, let's say the 1-1 was a high overhead, for example, right? Just for example, if you come across a string in Mortal Kombat 11 where it's high overhead, or it's mid-low or something, there's a reason why the second hit is an overhead or low. It's because you are only meant to use the first hit as the mind game to enforce that type of mind game. Because right now he's blocking the overhead. I go in for shimmy, I go in for grab, etc, etc. That is all potential mind games. So just keep that in mind. Right, that goes for you for characters like Cetrion, for example. If Cetrion does forward 2-3, which I think is a mid-low, there's a reason why you shouldn't be finished using that 2 hits on block necessarily. You know what I mean? So yeah, but that's for another video. I have in mind for that. But okay, so basically now you come to a point where you notice he's expecting this, cancel, you go for your grab mix up, you go for your pressure mix up, your shimmy mix up basically, and then obviously if they are catching on with the cancels, right, quickly press that down one if you can. Alright, but me in particularly, for someone like me that is very ballsy in a sense of I will take risks, and you know, I'll take risks and go in for that shimmy mind game. Now let's say you're okay. Now I'm doing this. And he's still not budging. Then this is where extended hook comes in. Alright, not only is this move safe, but it gives you spacing. Okay, it gives you great amount of spacing when it comes to in a situation where you no longer have your defensive bars anymore, right? And then sometimes I would even change it up. I would be like this, and then obviously try and go for a grab, but it's risky, right? And then obviously you go back to this mind game, which is the 1-1, -3 on block, get your spacing again, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Ignore that I made a mistake with. Yeah, okay, so the mind game with this full string here, okay, let me see if he will react to this. Let's see something. Okay, so it jails. Okay, so if you come across an opponent, let's see this. Let's do this. Okay, so he's going to do that string on block. So sorry. See? There we go. Alright, so now, alright, now let's say for instance your opponent is starting to, hey Mr. Doga Banshee, hope you're well, man. I hope Mr. Panda is still here as well. Okay, cool. So yeah, so now your opponent is getting used to this and he's starting to react, right? So the core mind game becomes, let's say if I was Kano, right? Because I don't think he's going to react now the way how I set it. But let's say I'm playing a game player and he's doing this the entire time, reading the pattern. Right, and then he obviously wants to take his turn. So So they're doing this all the time, trying to do that. Then me as a Kano player, I will try to react. Okay, I will try to react, take my turn. Or I would even, I would even do this. Try to take my turn. He can't break away. He takes that damage. So this is the beautiful part where it comes to the full string of the back one. So he's gonna expect you to cancel here, and you will get clipped by that third hit. That is basically okay. Cool, nice to see you still here, Mr. Panda. So basically, that is the mind game. If you trying to react to the back one to cancel, try to take his turn again, then you will probably finish that string in hopes that you will get clipped by it, right? So as the Kabal player, now let's say for instance you get that last hit, okay? Let's say you get that last hit. You're plus 21, okay? You're plus 21. So that means, let's see, let's put it on auto. Plus 21. Do you see that? Not a lot of Kabal players are using that string. I'm busy editing a video while listening. Okay, cool. Alright, so now you get the back 1-2 string and you are plus 21. Look at the spacing, right? Look at the spacing, and if you press your, let me just see this. Yeah, let's move on to the threes first before I go on. Alright. And now you're plus 21, and here you do your forward 3, which is 25 frames, which means your opponent literally has 4 frames to try and mash or try and jump or try and do anything stupid, basically, right? This is where your back 1 and your forward 3 is the same mind game of hit confirming, right? Now what I mean by this is, now I get this. You see, I hit confirm that, and guess what? Not only did I hit confirm it, had he gotten hit by that forward 3, I would be able to combo off it, right? But now, notice the beauty of this. This is what I don't see Kabal players doing, which is kind of sad, because I feel like I'm the only Kabal player that does this, and that's no cap. So I use the forward 3. The forward 3 on its own, as you can see here, on block advantage, it's plus 6, alright? So that is plus 6 alone, the forward 3, which means what comes after your, what should come after your plus 6, right? So let's look for a move that will not only cover this space, but is fast enough also to utilize that plus 6. And this move here, it is your forward 2. Because it's 12 frames, so now you're telling yourself 12 minus 6, which means you are plus 6 on the forward 3, right? So now you tell yourself 12 minus 6, which is 6, right? So which means your forward 2 is going to come out at 6 frames now and not 12 frames. And guess what? It covers that space. Cool? So now let's see. Notice that this, like I said, hold on. I'm waiting for him to block. Okay, alright, never mind. Okay. So yeah, that's already plus 6, which means you can go for this move or your back 1 move to get that mind game again, or you can cancel it. And notice how you are plus 8 now, because you cancelled it. So you went from plus 6 to plus 8, which means your opponent can't afford to press a button here. Not a fuck, not a damn. He will get clipped, and that is where the mind game of, let's say if we press a button, right? Let's say the Kano player wants to press a button. Right, let's just see. Yes, okay. Now, you see? And there you got your crushing blow, because he tried to take his turn. You get it? So, even here, you will get clipped by anything. You will get clipped by anything because you're so plus. You see? You got clipped again. I'm just pressing late there now. There we go. There's your crushing blow. Alright. Nice. Just popped in to say hi at work. Nice. Welcome, Mr. AK Slay. Hope all is well. Right. Okay, so yeah, that is essentially your mind game in terms of your... Where did I stop? I stopped here. Yeah, with that mind game. So he gets clipped, you can enforce... If he gets clipped with the last hit, because he's trying to react after the cancel, then you can need to practice your hit confirm with this. Alright? So, moving on. Alright, okay, so I stopped here to explain the forward 3 mind game. Okay. Also, you can do the forward 3. You can enforce your forward 3 here as well, but it is a bit risky because of wake up buttons. But that depends on you in the sense of you need to read your opponent, right? So if you finish your combo, you plus 15, you dash up, and you enforce your mind game. If they get clipped by that alone, once again, I mean, hit confirm. Oh my word. Don't finish the string. Just do the back one. And if he gets hit, you can do it. Oh shit, okay. I saw the... I pressed too late. I pressed too late now on the cancel. Ah shit, okay. I should have let it off there. But you guys get the idea. You need to practice. There we go. You see? I'm +1. I'm +1 now. He was expecting the overhead. Keeping in mind he's conditioned to block that overhead. I'm +1, which means my 9 frame mid becomes 8 frames. Or I can go in for my shimmy mind game. Is that -3, go back MC. I should have let that rip now. I should have let that back to rip. So your back 1-2 is hit confirmable. Alright, so that takes practice with your not random combo on random attack. Alright, so that's some advice for Kabal players. Practice those techniques on that blocking. Alright, now I can move on. Let's move on to the 2s. Okay. Right, same principle apply for your down 1 into your 2. You can jail that, and that alone is alright, let me just set my position here quickly. Yeah. So this in itself is +3, right? And it covers that amount of space if you dash in fast enough. So you're +3, and now your 9 frame mid becomes 6 frames, which makes it very hard for people to contest, you know, that type of pressure. But me in particular, I would literally fuck with my opponent like a lot. I would do this, like if I do this, damn it, till he does something, and then he possibly will get clipped by that second hit, which is also hit confirmable. Alright, and I'll go into that as I go down on the list that I've highlighted above. So you +3, right? So you +3, you go for your mind game or the grab. +3, go for your shimmy mind game, enforce this mind game, etc, with your dash cancel, right? Bearing in mind everything that I've mentioned and taught you guys now already. Those are your mind games. Alright, so on hit it's +17. Your opponent cannot afford to duck. He cannot afford to, like, if he just ducks, right? Yeah, like, see, I'm jailing it. He is ducking, but I'm jailing it. So he cannot do jack. He can't do jack shit. +17, there's nothing he can do. I can jail with anything, right? I can even jail my standing 4. If he gets by standing 3, standing 4, if he gets hit, I'm +9. I can still reach him from that distance, because now my 15 frames -9 becomes, you guys do the math on that, okay, with that distance in mind. Right, so now let's see your back 2. This is another tool that I noticed not a lot of people are using. Back 2 is +2. Alright, so as I've explained earlier, if you are +1 or +2, that is meant that 2 frames that you have, right, that 2+ frames that you have, is only meant for one purpose, only one purpose, and that is to dash either backwards or forward, depending on how well you read your opponent. For instance, let's say with this mind game, right? He's expecting the back wall. He's expecting the overhead, right? Now you go into that, and then without him, you know, if your opponent is, you know, too slow behind the wheel and he's sleeping, right? Now I enforce this mind game, and what would normally happen here is they turn, they would actually do that. Let me just see, where is it? Our opponents would usually try to take their turn, I move back, and they get one punish. Even that, even my forward 4 can reach them, because now my 9 frames becomes 7 frames, right? He's also got a 7 frame down 1, so we will trade essentially. But this is why I say you're +2 and you are this close, right? You need to backdash, because he's gonna try and poke and take his turn. If he tries to use this far-reaching string like that, move back, just move back, and get your combo. You see? But because of that low, it has a really good punch for it. But you get the idea. You can wolf punish him, and then you enforce that mind game with the plus frames again. I would even sometimes do this. But let me just see something. Like if I know my opponent is not catching on really, and he's respecting my plus frame, I will do this, and this whole time until you see that this guy is actually respecting everything. And that's when you go in for your grab. Maar ek is hier. Hey, Mr. Charlie Wolf Gaming, glad to see you popping in. But yeah, so with Kabal, right? I think Brian looked that day when he was watching my stream. He was like, "Yo, you like got this guy in the corner under pressure," and he said something along the lines of, psychologically, I'm inside this guy's mind. The way I was pressuring this guy on my one stream, I think Charlie Wolf was there, and AK Slay was in that stream as well. I think Panda as well. So that one time I was pressuring the guy in the corner, and he just couldn't do anything. He was stuck there. He just took all that pressure, and that is what Kabal is meant to do. He's meant to put you under pressure and just make you freeze because of this plus frames and that overhead and all this. Yeah, the guys, it's a huge psychological mindfuck when it comes to playing a game like this, or especially a character like Kabal, right? So you're back to you can reach him, he can't reach you because you are plus, etc, etc. You know what I mean? Right, now let's move on to the forward 2. Right. Alright, now bear in mind I'm gonna do it from 2 different distances. This is the very close one. So let's say right, let's say I get a down 1, I'm plus 14. Now I want to use my forward 2. Yeah, my forward 2, which is 12 frames. He cannot mash out of that, not at all. Alright, ons almal is hier. Hey Mr. Panda. So forward 2 is -2 on its own, right? He's good. Now you're plus 3 with that cancel. Do you see why I said in the beginning of the video that it is important for every Kabal player to have the dash cancel? Dash cancel, yes, it costs you a defensive bar, but look at the benefit. You have to be fast in order to make this benefit count towards you. So I'm -2 without it, right? And I'm plus 3 with it. So what I'm essentially doing is I'm turning my negative frames into plus, and now in this space, right? In this space, I have a 9 frame mid that now has 3. I have 3 block advantage, right? Because of this, now my 9 frame becomes a 6 frame, right? See how fast it came out. Now let's see if he has a 7 frame, right? He has a 7 1, so now I'm gonna record him to react with the down 1. See? He has a 7 frame. Look, he has a 7 frame down 1. Now I have a 9 frame mid. Because I'm plus, if I cancel, there's no way he can beat me, because now I technically have a 6 frame mid because I canceled this. You get that? Bruh, this shit is complicated. Yeah, it's complicated because people think Kabal is an easy character. He's not. He takes a lot of mind power. He takes a shitload of mind power and strategy, which is what I actually prefer in a character. So yeah, alright, so now forward 2, right? Now I don't feel like dash cancelling, because number one, this gives me shitload of space. Now as a Kano play, what they would normally do is that string. So if I stagger this, you see? Do you see what happened? Yes, I'm minus, but I'm not that minus. Do you know what I mean? So he will try and take his turn. Let's see this quickly. Oh shit, 2, go. No. What? What the hell? He's not pressing his buttons at all. Okay, there we go. But yeah, he gets wolf punished because I backdash. Let's see. Strategy don't matter for online. That's also true. You can poke out every day. Yeah, online. Yeah, you know, we get scrubby players, unfortunately, Mr. Janchi. We do get scrubby players, so they do tend to take risks. But if you practice long and hard enough, you can sustain or justify your plus frames, etc. You know. So yeah, where was I? Yeah, so your forward 2 mind game. You want to. The only reason why you would want to enforce your forward 2 mind game, right? Okay, he's not blocking at all. So hold on. This happens when you practice a lot. Like if you practice long hours, right? The computer or the practice settings will somehow not work. So what you do is, if you a problem like that, like you saw, I placed him to block earlier. He wasn't blocking. So what you do is you just go to practice, put yourself as player 2, which is Kano in this case, and then put yourself back as player 1, and then the settings will reset. Alright, yeah, so the only reason why you would want to enforce this forward 2 is to guarantee yourself some spacing so that you can wolf punish him like I showed you earlier. Sometimes people will even just try and down 1 or down 4 at this range, like Kabal, Aaron Black. He would do is he's down 4, and what I would do is get my crushing blow and punish like that. Right, so even I can just do my back 1, whatever the case, just to get myself a combo. Right, so now, so say for instance the guy is now conditioned to not press a button, because now he's so scared and conditioned that he accepts that I control this spacing with my hooks, right, because of my neutral. Right, now he accepts it, and now he's just gonna stand there and freeze. Psychologically he's already mind fucked. Then you go in for your mind game, which is the grab, which is that, go in for your mind game, your shimmy mind game, etc, etc. Right. Yo, slow down. You can, okay. What do you mean slow down, bruh? Come on, you can rewind this the stream, you can rewatch it again. Okay, so alright, you're down 2. Yeah, that's self-explanatory. We know why we want to use down 2 for crushing blow purposes, etc., or anti-airs. But moving on, now let's go to where's, oh yeah, let me take this off. Right, so now your strings, right? 2-2. This is one of Kabal's greatest staggers as well, right? So if you now you get your down 1, look at that spacing. Take his turn. Alright, let's say he wants to take his turn. Oops. Ugh, why is he not doing it? There we go. right? So what I'm trying to do here, that. Okay. So now he wants to react with that. Now, what if I do that? Because I mean, in this spacing, his furthest reaching move is his forward one, right? But because I'm -1, I'm only -1, and that spacing is there. My 10 frame wall catching, my 10 frame high, right? Standing 3 in other words. But what I'm trying to do, there we go. Okay. I'm trying to see if I can. There we go. But you have to be very precise with your backdash here. Very precise if you want to get that punish, that work punish. Right? Even that's also a mind game. You stagger that, he's gonna try to come in. You know what I mean? So Kabal is very scary when it comes to spacing. Very, very scary. Right, so now the mind game becomes a sense of let's see, he wants to take his turn, right? Let's see. He wants to take his turn. He will get hit by that last hit, right? Because this is a mind game, so he's gonna try and take his turn. Yeah, and if he tries to take his turn, he obviously gets hit. As you can see, it says counter. So on the last frame of that block string is an opportunity for you as the defender or your opponent to react. So he can get hit by that last one, and then you are plus 25, and guess what? You have a 25 frame move, and then you enforce the plus frames again. That mind game. Alright, that. If you just happen to drop this 2-2, you are plus 20, right? So let's see if I can do this. Wait, let me first do this. So I'm gonna try this again. Ah. Okay. I wanna see if I can jail. Okay. It's kinda hard to do that now. Okay, I think I know what to do. Okay. Just see. Oops. There we go. Now. Alright. Yeah. So if you drop this, you plus 20, you can jail him. He's holding down now. But you have to be fast with your dashing in. Okay. Right. Other than that, it's a good combo extender. You know, you get your damage, etc, etc. Yeah, that's basically what that is. Right, so we already covered your standing 2, which is 3 plus 3 on block, so you know what to do there. Go for your mind game of your grab and the mid or whatever the case, or shimmy. Right, so now you're 2-3, right? -1 on block. You can get a poke out of that. Right? But if you cancel, you have a slight bit of space and you are +1. Right? So obviously with +1, like I explained, if you're +1 or +2, it means you need to move. Right? It means you need to move. So if he's gonna try and, right? Let me just see if, let me see. Yeah, okay. Shit. You see? So you will beat his poke if he tries to poke there, because you are a 7 frame down one, but and so does he. But because you are +1 here, you can beat it if you're fast enough. Right? I'm trying to actually, okay. Because of the range of of Kano's poke. It's a he's got very good range of his down one. But if it was Sub-Zero or anyone and they try to poke, you can punish them for trying to poke. Now, sorry guys. Yeah, so now your next mind game would be moving on. Yeah, 2-2, 4-2-2. Sorry, was also +1 on dash cancel, which is the mind game for the overhead and the low. All right. Now I don't recommend using this mix-up too often, which is what I see a lot of Kabal players do, because I mean you are point blank right in this guy's face, right? Let's see, Jack, you played MKX? Yes, Mr. Jack. I used to play MKX as well. I'm trying to get back into that game as well. So your 4-2-2, it's -3. Right, so obviously you can try to backdash and try to wolf punish if they try to poke, stagger that, because they are expecting the overhead or they're expecting the low mix up if you have it equipped. Okay, this works for people with a 6-frame down one too, right? Yes, exactly. It does work for that. Yeah, so 4-2-2 on cancel is +1, which means go for your down one or move back quickly so you can try and wolf punish with that or with that. Okay, and obviously if you finish the string you are +2, so you can try and mash out a poke there, because I mean it's only +2. I mean, sorry, it's only -2, right? So yeah, that is essentially the idea for that particular mind game on the -2. Right, so if they okay, let's just see here. Alright, now notice how he's going to react with that string on the very last frame, right? Now, there's been so many instances where people actually get crushing blow, but for some reason in practice the crushing blow won't pop up. But the fact that he's getting hit with this tells me that this 4-2-2 is a stagger on its own and a mix-up or whatever the case. So I would do this, that type of thing, right? If I don't have any more defensive bar from doing my cancel pressure, then I would obviously finish the string like that and potentially get a crushing blow if he tries to react. Yeah. Sorry, let me just refresh my YouTube page quickly. I can see what you guys are saying. Just give me a second, guys. Oh, there we go. Alright, now I can see. Alright, let's see. Okay. Alright, also that was the last message from Janchi. Okay, cool. Alright, next, which is your last string, and this is the, how do I say, this is what I don't see a lot of Kabal players do as well. I feel like I'm the only Kabal player that ever uses this mind game. So if I go for a down one, right, I go for my down one and now I want to create this mind game. Now the reason why I say it's a mind game is because people are gonna expect the overhead or they're gonna expect the low, right? You can fuzzy guard both, but what I notice a lot of players don't do is use this as a heat confirm. And if you're asking where would you want to heat confirm, this is where you heat confirm. Now this is why I say the extended hook is a very useful tool. In a game like this where there is a million wake up options, why would you want to guess for your life the entire time on whether this opponent of yours is going to wake up buttons, wake up attack, wake up jump, etc, etc, when you can just restand them, right? Now notice the small bit of spacing that's here, right? Certain pokes won't be able to reach. Kano's poke will reach here because his down one has good reach, but with characters that has poor reach on down ones, you will beat their down one with your 9 frame mid. Alright, you are +2 after you do the hook grab. So let's say I do my what's it, like, let's say I do a combo, right? I'm sure it's not going to get hit. Sorry. Alright, I didn't finish it, but okay. Let's say I do a combo. Right, now you see the spacing as well. Alright, I can reach him if he tries to come with my mid. Now, this is where I say everyone need, as a Kabal player, you need to hit confirm your forward 4, which you can do. So I'm gonna show you and confirm it. So say for instance in the heat of the moment, like in a match, I get this. This is how I end my combos every time. If you're gonna play Kabal with this variation that I have, right, and you need to use your hook grab very often in every combo, right? The only time I wouldn't use hook grab is if I was, let's say, if my back was turned in the corner like this, and then I would obviously use my hook slam, right? But yeah, other than that, mid screen I will always use my extended hook. Now watch how I'm able to hit confirm every time with this with the hook grab. So if I get this, right, and let's see, on random attack I set him on block, right? So now I don't know when he's gonna not block and when he is going to block, so I need to hit confirm. Now I get this. Alright, so now I'm gonna hit confirm starting now. There we go. You see? You see? It is possible. It is very possible. Out of all those times I did now forward 4 and it hit every time for the past, I don't know, 7 times now in a row, and then that one last time he blocked and I was able to see it with my eye. This is some good tech for you Kabal players, right? And guess what? If he blocks, right, you are +1. You are +1. Now you're asking yourself, now you're gonna ask me, why would they be scared to interrupt this? Because you have this. So now let's say your opponent is trying to catch on with you cancelling, right? And they're trying to poke. Let's see. Now they're trying to take their turn and you are +1. You are +1. You got a 7 frame down one. He's got a 7 frame down one. But because of this, so I hit confirm all of that. Bruh, I did that. It takes practice. It is possible. It just takes practice. So yeah, like I was saying, if he tries to interrupt, I will win this battle because I technically have a 6 frame down one because I cancelled my forward 4 into a dash cancel because of that +1, right? So essentially he cannot do jack, and players will be scared to press a button because they are in fear of that overhead, which is your safe option, and obviously you can mix them up with that, right? So yeah, so basically I would do stuff like this because they expecting the overhead, right? They expecting the overhead. I would do this mind game. They expecting the third hit of that 1-1. Nope. I'm -3. Boom, 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 boom. I'm -3. right? I'm using all my low negative options. So I'm +1, low negative, boom. Now I'm 0 on block. If he's sleeping, then I go in, and then I use that to create some space. I would even turn this into a mind game because it's -1 on block to amplify it. To keep the just for the sake of keeping the pressure going, and I can reach him with my down 4 because of that spacing. If I do this, -1 on block, right? I enforce all those type of tools. In other words, I'm making sure that I use all my resources just to see if my opponent is going to try and take his turn. And who knows, he might get clipped by anything that I throw at him. Any form of pressure, be it this, be it that, -3, boom, boom. You can turn anything into a mind game, all because you have the dash cancel, and obviously with that. You know, so that is basically my take on using Kabal, and it's been working for me for the past month that I've been using him. In fact, I am the only, okay, for some of you that I already showed, I sent some of you guys a screenshot, and I posted it on my Twitter and on my Xbox live feed. That I was undefeated in this season of Blood that just recently happened. My record was 71 wins and 0 losses, and I only used Kabal. So that should say something. 71-0 in this recent past Combat League season. I was undefeated just by using Kabal, and people used to question, did you just use Kabal? And they were like so shocked and surprised, and I told them yes, because Kabal is a very strong character. Keeping in mind, people say he's broken and he's too safe, but what you guys are not noticing is that Kabal has no overhead starters, nor does he have a low starter. Now, keeping in mind, you might think to yourself, that doesn't mean what you might think to yourself, okay, so he doesn't have he doesn't have an overhead starter and whatever, but he has overhead strings. Yes, but you can see that string coming, you know what I mean? Whereas most characters have lows. Now, the only potential good use for a low attack in this game is to beat parries. For example, does he have it in here? No. Let me just see. I'm not sure which variation it is. Kano has a parry. I think it is in Ripper. Let me see. Can some people punish the extended? Oh, the extended hook. Yes, some of them can. Very few of them can. Let me just see. There we go. So yeah, as you can see, Kano has right now. Like back to my point, some people say Kabal is broken, Kabal is too safe. My question is, what does Kabal do if he's thrown with a parry? Keeping in mind, in this game, the only way to beat the parry is by using a low attack. Kabal has no lows, he has no overheads. Even if he had an overhead, he would still get parried like this. Depending on your reaction time, the only way you can beat the parry is by punishing the recovery frames of the parry, which is risky. So all he can do is that. He can just poke. Which is what? What is that? Getting my turn back? No, I want to get damage. Unless you can react with a jump in. You know what I mean? That type of thing. But for me, someone like me that has good reactions, I can time a parry. You know? I can time it in a real match on when to strike. So all in all, Kabal is by far the most complete, balanced character. Yes, he has a range and whatever, he has full projectile, yes, he controls air control, and yes, he is fast. But his movement, his walk speed, etc., his dash speed, it's slow, it's average. That's why he's so fast when it comes to this. That's why he controls so much space when it comes to this, so that he doesn't get out of zone. That's why he doesn't have any flawless block gaps, because he is meant to be up here in your face, in this neutral. So Kabal is completely balanced in my opinion. All because of this dash cancel, which is what balances him out. Yes, he's strong here, but in order for him to continue this strength of his, he needs to cost a resource to stay here in your face every time, which he is. He's using his defensive ball. So yeah, that's my take. Let's see. For example, Jade or even Kano with Oral. When I played him, you said he was broke. Huh? Wait, when I played him, you said he was broke. No, I don't think. No, no, you lying, bruh. No, you lying. Okay, Kano Boral. I'm not sure. Let's see this quickly. I think he can. I think Kano, characters like Kano can punish it, yes, I think. Let's see. No, it's actually completely safe. That's completely safe. You see, here's the beauty part, right? I'm -12 on this, and he has a 10 frame, you know, Kano roll. Yes, a 10 frame Kano roll, and I'm -12. Now you're asking yourself why? By 2 frames only. That 2 frames makes a difference. Hence why I say if you are +2 or -2, it makes a hell of a difference. Because of the pushback, his timing to punish me will be out. Because of that spacing, his timing will be out. However, if you play against a character like Sub-Zero, right? Sub-Zero and I think Cassie Cage.
Kabal. Sub-Zero. Retro Kid.
Let's see. Alright. Yeah, so what the hell? Oh, oops. What? Are you serious? That's not a punish. That's because he's, yeah, that's because of the pushback. That 1 frame difference. He's got an 11 frame slide, and then I'm -12. So that 1 frame difference because of the spacing. So he's completely safe. Kabal is completely safe. He can't get punished. Wow, okay, I didn't know that. But anyway, moving on. Now, keep in mind, this is a high, okay? Let me just do this. Stance hold, okay? Alright, I'm trying to find okay. It jails completely. The extended jails. So if you do the, if you trying to, because it's a high, right? If you trying to duck that last one, I'm blocking. See, I'm blocking, and then I let go. Then I let go of block when I see the high. It jails. So yeah, there's nothing you can do. Even if he uses this, it's gonna jail because there's an overhead at the end of the string. It will jail. Let's see. Ah, there we go. There. Now I can let go of block there. That's if I predict the high, which is risky because keeping in mind he can easily do this, and I get hit for trying to dodge the high. For a string like this that has pushback, I doubt you will see me or any Kabal player any Cabal player using that there, because I mean it gives them free spacing, and that's part of the mind game. They would rather finish this thing than to let you try and, you know, dodge that high. That's dope. Yeah, so basically this is, I think I've proven my point now as to why I recommend these three abilities as a variation. This is Cabal's best variation for if you want to beat 95% of matchups, or 98% even. I would go as far as saying, yeah, this is your go-to abilities in this sense, because dash cancel guarantees you plus frames and crazy pressure. Low hook grab is just there to enforce a mix-up, because they are scared to, they're trying to, you know, they're so scared to react now because you enforce this dash cancel mind game. You can go for your grab, so then you can play around with their minds, like you can do that type of mix. So that is just there for to strike a little bit of more mind game or fear into your opponent, basically, you know what I mean? So yeah, and obviously, like I explained, the extended hook is good for controlling space. You are completely safe. There's barely anything anybody can do about this unless you are Cassie Cage or what's his name, Nightwolf. Let's just test that quickly.
Kabal, Cassie Cage, Retro Kid.
Okay, alright, just check this. So if I do, okay, -12. Okay, she can punish it. What? That's 12 frames. So he's -12, and this move is 12 frames. That's kind of broken. That's kind of broken. She's not even supposed to be getting that punish, because it's 12 frames. -12 on block and 12 frames. That would mean it's neutral. What the fuck? Okay, that's interesting to know. Because it's Upian's demon dash, before they nerfed it. It was 7 frames and it was capable of punishing -7. That was broken. So why didn't NRS fix this? That's weird. Because even if Cassie didn't punish with even if Cassie could with that shoulder charge, she still has something else. At certain distances she can. Yeah, she can punish it with forward too. So it's all about knowing your matchup, right? So she can easily just heat confirm that forward two. So she could easily confirm that forward two into the kneecapping or whatever the extender for the combo is, or whatever the case. So yeah, guys, that's basically that's my guide for Kabal today. Thanks so much for tuning in. Though if you enjoyed the guide, please leave a like and subscribe. If you are new here, share this with all your Kabal player friends. And yeah, if there's any further questions, just leave a comment in the comment section and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So this is the end for the Kabal guide. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I am ChecXmate FGC and I'll see you on the next one.